All right, you guys, it is time. Are you ready for essay 3? We are just about done with this class. We've only got a couple weeks left. This is our last essay, so we've got to make it count. Now, this essay is an argumentative essay. We are taking a position on a topic, whichever topic you would like. There's one limit to the types of topics that you can pick. The only topic that you can't choose to write on for this essay is abortion, okay? So anything else, you're good. Okay, anything that is controversial, something that has two sides to this story, okay, you are good. You just need to be able to recognize your position and advocate for that position, and then recognize the other side as well, because we do have to have a counter argument in our essay, right? We have to say, this is why I believe the way I do on this topic, and then other people think that's bogus, we don't trust it. Right? Because X, Y, Z, right? We want to be able to identify our ways of thinking, why we believe what we do on this topic, and then mention the opposing argument, and then refute that argument. All right, we'll have more videos about that as we move along, but that is the general gist. We have to choose a side, right? That's the majority of the essay will be arguing your side. We indicate the opposing argument. It doesn't have to be opposing, like I think all cars should be painted blue and other people think they should not be painted blue at all, right? It doesn't need to be completely opposite. Now I know that's a bogus example, but that's a pretty easy one to envision, right? It's the kind of the 180 degrees, like one person thinks yes, someone else thinks no. Because guess what? You're never going to be able to move someone from like here back up, right? You're not going to convince someone who believes the exact opposite from you to go over to your side of the argument, right? That takes time, that takes more than just a 4-page essay to convince. So you want to choose a counter argument that's kind of, flexible, right? If you want to think of it as hands on a clock, right? So we are at 12 with our position, okay? And then the opposing position is either at 3 or at 9, right? So they're midway. We just need to close this quarter gap. Right? That's how you want to think of a counter argument. So you choose a topic that resonates with you, that interests you, that's something that you may want to pursue further. So that's the kind of framework that I want you to go into this thinking about. Now, what are those requirements that we need to have for this essay? Well, the first requirement is that it's 4 pages in length. We already talked about that, right? 4 pages. So again, like I said with the last essay, if you were struggling to hit the length requirements for the previous essays, make sure that you give yourself time and you give yourself the ability to think through these ideas, right? Maybe bring a tape recorder around. A tape recorder, what is this, 1995? No, use your phone. You've got voice memos. Talk it out with yourself if you don't have other people around. If you do, awesome. Talk to your friends, talk to your mom, talk to your cousin, right? Just talk to people who could maybe push against you a little bit and make you think outside the box on your topic, right? So that's kind of what we want to do to develop our ideas. So beyond that 4 pages, what we also need to do is have 3 scholarly sources. Okay, these sources must be scholarly. Now, how do I tell whether a source is scholarly? Well, I have to find out a few things. The audience for the source and the author of the source. Okay, if the author of a source is affiliated with a university, right, it's someone who does research kind of on a grand scale, then, okay, we've just checked one box. Now, the audience, if the audience is someone who is studying hard data, they want to maybe become an expert in their field, right? They want to become someone who's affiliated with a university and to kind of propel that research forward, we're good. If your expert, right, the person working at the university collecting data, is writing an article for the New York Times, that's not going to provide as much specificity as we need because that's for a popular audience. There's a section in our textbook about this as well, so please make sure you take a look at that, read through. It gives you some tips to make sure that your source is scholarly. All right, so we need those 3 scholarly sources that will be used over those 4 pages. Now, I want to point out one thing. I ask that you have 2 pieces of fact to help support your argument per body paragraph. Okay? Now, don't go more than 2. What I want you to do is use those 2 facts, and then I want you to develop those. What does the fact that you found this information mean for your overall argument. That's what I want the rest of the paragraphs to be about. Why does this piece of evidence help change people's minds? Why does this piece of evidence help you affirm your position? That's the focus of this essay. If you want to think about it in terms of a metaphor, we're going on a road trip, right? You are the driver. You are in charge of the essay. You're behind the wheel, awesome. Your ideas are in control. Now, you've got your sources in the passenger seat, right? They are helping you. They're giving you information. They're reading the map. Again, I'm holding a map. I don't know what year I'm living in, right? So they're looking at the app for the map on their phone, and they're telling you which direction to go. Now, the map holder, the map reader, can't control what you as the driver do. You are in control. You decide the bathroom breaks. You decide if we're going to take a different exit. Your sources, the passenger, the map reader, is there to help guide you, right? Check your blind spot. Make sure you know a little bit more about your topic. Maybe provide you with some new insight. That's what those sources are there for, okay? So that's the big thing. Use that metaphor if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, just remember that you've got 2 pieces of source material per body paragraph, and you are developing from there. Now, this essay will have at least 4 body paragraphs. Okay, so you'll have your intro and your conclusion. Those aren't body paragraphs, that's intro and conclusion. You'll have at least 3 body paragraphs affirming your position, right, that develop why you feel the way you do about your topic. And then that final body paragraph is going to indicate, notice my language, indicate that counter-argument, and then spend the rest of the paragraph refuting it. Okay, you don't want to spend the entire paragraph talking about your opposing argument, because that's ultimately not going to help you. In fact, that might make your reader, who may have been coming on board with your ideas, jump ship with another idea, right? So you just present the argument, and then you talk about why that argument is incorrect, right? Why your way is the better way, okay? So in terms of structure, that's what you want to focus on. Now, of course, we have to make sure that our document is in MLA formatting. We have to make sure we have a works cited page. We have to make sure we are using in-text citations correctly. And we also still need to make sure that we are writing in third person. Okay, with an argument like this, saying, I think, blah, 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 is not going to be as powerful, like I said for the first essay, as making it more universal and making it seem like it's not just you, it's other people too. Because guess what? People are more inclined to jump on board when they perceive a group rather than just one individual, right? You see a group of people, you're more inclined to think, okay, let me hear this out. Rather than you see one person standing on the corner shouting about something, you just think, wow, that person's a weirdo, right? They're just over there doing their own thing. But you're more inclined to gravitate toward a group. Humans are social. It's what we do, right? So you want to keep that in mind. Universalize. And then finally, please just submit your document as a doc or docx file. I'm still getting PDFs when we're very close to the end of term, so please don't do that. I have to convert them all, and it changes the formatting. All right, and I don't want you to get points off because I have to view it in a different type of formatting to be able to give you comments. All right, so I think those are the big things for the general requirements for Essay 3. If you have any other questions or you feel like there's something I didn't cover that you want to develop deeper, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, do amazing things, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.